Welcome back to Math Instruction by Teacher K French. Please like, subscribe, and share. We're going to review our dry and liquid measurements real quick. We have 1 pint. 1 pint equals 2 cups. We have 1 quart. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 gallon. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. We have 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons. 1 cup. 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. We have 1 pint. 1 pint is 16 fluid ounces. A way to remember that is 1 cup has 8 fluid ounces, and a pint is equal to 2 cups, so that's 2 times 8. That gives me 16. We have 1 peck. 1 peck equals 8 quarts. And when you're in your garden and you're getting your potatoes up this summer, 1 bushel is 4 pecks. Oops, I have that opposite, don't I? 1 bushel is 4 pecks. Now let's do the sevens families for multiplication, beginning with 7 times 1 and ending at 7 times 12. So let's do those together. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 5, 35. 7 times 6, 42. 7 times 7, 49. 7 times 8, 56. 7 times 9, 63. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 11, 77. 7 times 12, 84. All right, I have some problems on the board. We're going to practice that casting out nines. We're going to do it with multiplication and division. We'll start with the multiplication one. We have our 39 times 45. 5 times 9 gives me 45. I put a 5, carry a 4. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 gives me 19. Go to the next column. We have 4 times 9, which is 36. Then we have 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 gives me 15. I add my partial products together to get my final product. I have 5 plus 0, which is 5. 9 plus 6, which is 15. Put a 5, carry a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7. Bring down this 1. Now I come up here to see if I can cast anything out that equals 9. Well, this 9 digit equals 9, so I have a 3 here. 4 plus 5 equals 9. I can mark those out, so this gives me a 0. So I would have 3 times 0, so I'm going to have a 0 here. Now I come down here to see what my 9s are. And I have 1 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5. Well, 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 7 is 8. This gives me 18. And so that gives me a 9. Well, that 9 is equivalent to 0. So this 0 and this 0 equal. I did my mathematics correct. Now let's review the casting out nines on division. Again, for division, we need to follow the steps: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So I start with 2 divided by 4. Well, 2 is smaller than 4, so we got to go to 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. Bring down. Now subtract, or multiply, subtract, bring down this 1. Well, 1 divided by 4 doesn't work, so you have to use a 0. But 0 times 4 is 0. Now I subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. Now I start again with 16 divided by 4. Which is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. I now subtract. I have nothing else to bring down. So let's see if we did our mathematics correctly. Here I'm going to have a 4. Here I have 7 plus 0 plus 4, which gives me 11, which is going to give me a 2. 2 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm looking to see if I end up with 8 here in my dividend. Do I have anything that equals 9? I do. I have a 6, a 1, and a 2, which equals 9, so it leaves me with just 8, and 8 equals 8. We're going to get into metric prefixes in today's lesson, and we'll be learning the prefixes and their the meanings and their value. So we're going to do some metric prefixes today, and these will be important to remember. And if you know anything about language, prefixes come before a word, and it can change the meaning of the root of the word. So these are metric prefixes. We have the word deci. Deci stands for 1/110. or 0.1. This is a fraction, and this is a decimal. These are equivalent to one another. So deci stands for 1/110th. Then you have centi. Centi stands for 1/100th, or 0.01. Again, centi will be 1/100th. Then we have milli. Milli is the smallest of metric measurements that we use. Milli stands for 1/1000th, or 0.001. Again, milli will be 1/1000th, or 0.001. And then we move into whole numbers. We have deca. If you know that a decade has 10 years, that's because the prefix deca stands for 10. Deca, if you do, even in the Olympics, do a decathlon, that's because there's 10 events, because deca again stands for 10. If you have the word hecto, or the prefix hecto, it will stand for 100. Hecto will stand for 100. Then we have kilo, which is the largest of measurements, and it is 1,000. A kilo means 1,000. So I wrote these up here. I have K for kilo, H for hecto, DA for deca. The U, well, we didn't do one for U. U stands for the unit, whether it's grams or liters or meters. The U is for unit, D is for deci, C is for centi, and M is for milli. It'll be important for you to learn the order of these. If you look at the unit and you go to the right of the unit, you have the fractions. You have the 1/10th, the 1/100th, the 1/1000th. If you look to the left of the unit, you have whole numbers. You have 10, 100, 1,000. So let's go through these, and we'll start with the U. The U stands for unit. We'll go to D, deci, and we'll write D for deci. And we said the value of deci is 1/10th. Then you have C. C stands for centi. Centi is 1/100th. And then we have milli, again the smallest of measurements, which is 1/1000th. All right. Again, there's the unit. Now we're going to the left of the unit, and we're going to the whole numbers. We have DA stands for deca, and it has 10. We have H for hecto, and it stands for 100. Then we have kilo, and it's 1/1000th. So let's go over these quickly again. We have the unit. Let's go to D for deci, 1/110th. C, centi, 1/100th. M, milli, 1/1000th. Now let's go to the whole numbers to the left of the unit. DA is deca, stands for 10. H is hecto, stands for 100. K, kilo, 1/1000. I suggest that you study this order and see if you can write these abbreviations out by yourself. Practice the order again. We start with the unit, and we go to the left. We have deca, hecto, kilo. We go to the right. We have deci, centi, milli. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next lesson at Teacher K French.